Hey, what's going on? Nightwolf. Nightwolf, we got the N03 and the N04. Different looking knives. Now, Nightwolf knives, you get these on AliExpress. So I don't know. I haven't seen them on Amazon. So I guess you could keep looking and see if they ever come up on there. But I haven't seen them on there. So you got me. But they're fascinating and they make different kind of styles. They're really inexpensive. But okay, so let me just show you real quick. I mean, here is the N03, which is this one here, right here. This is the N03, stubby little thing. They remind me a little bit of the Sativian Zodiac series. Have you seen my videos on them? And those are ones that you can get on Amazon. But this reminds me of those kind of stubby, chunky knives that Sativian has been doing in the last few months on their Zodiac series, like chicken or pig or rat or whatever, right? So different. I mean, of course, this is single edge; it's not double edge here, but different looking, huh? Micarta, okay, and pretty reasonable. And they're, like I said, what is it, $27 or something like that. So and it's D2. Yeah, God, I'm gonna have to look back and see if I've done a Nightwolf yet. If I haven't, then I'll send it in for the next batch to test on the XRF. I'll have to look. I can't remember. I know we've tested Sativian and Ramet and some of the others. So this is, 6.5 overall for inches, 2.75 cutting edge, and then, D2 and whatever, stonewash, pivot assembly, bearings, and not much more than that. And then the 04, which is not, really much different in overall specs. It's a short knife too, and it's $27 online. You can get them in different colors, which I don't show here, of course not. And then there's your specs. 7 inches overall, so a little bit longer, 2.91 inch blade, etc., etc. And then as far as grams, it's chunky for 121 grams for a 7-inch knife. Yeah, it's pretty heavy duty. So the 03 and the 04, but I wanted to put them both in one video because they're both right there together on the same seller site, which is Nightwolf store on AliExpress. So these are pretty easy to be had. I buy stuff on AliExpress here and there. I mean, not as frequently as I used to years ago, but still probably 10 or 12 times a year, and never had something not get delivered. Did way back in the day, but I always got my money back. So they're a big, huge, multi-billion-dollar, worldwide retailer. So whatever. But D2 Stonewash, and look at that little flipper disc up here for reverse finger flicking, thumb flick, then flipper tab that's jimped. Okay, and this one, kind of a leaf-shaped blade, flipper tab, jimped, chunky, makes that sound. Whack, right? And by the way, let's grab us a piece of paper and just do some, just to kind of get an idea of what's it like out of the, oh, wow, ooh, okay. Yeah, that's really sharp. Okay, that's very sharp. Ooh, not bad either. Okay. Yeah. These are a little bit above grade as far as most blades coming out from production. So, yeah, they're nice and sharp. No kidding. Wonder what, well, let's get some basic specs on it. Here's the 04. Different belly on this kind of blade. It's definitely not a leaf shape, and it's different looking all the way around. Yeah, it's under 3 inch, blade length, okay? And then This is 75 millimeter overall on the blade, and then 7 inches there at about 18 centimeters, okay? So 7 inches overall. This is supposedly shorter. So let's see what we have, especially for blade length is 2 3/4, okay, at 70 millimeter or 71, somewhere in there, and 6.5 really overall at 16.5 centimeters. So no, it's a shorter knife, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, definitely. Okay. But sharp, isn't it? I mean, I think there's people that find themselves attracted to this kind of blade shape. And what does it say right here? Yeah, N03 D2. Okay. This one doesn't say anything on it. Doesn't say D2, doesn't say N04, nothing that I could spot. Now, maybe it would on disassembly. I don't know. I'm going to pick one and disassemble it. Deep carry pocket clip. Let's check this one out too, just to see. Nah, this one's not. And you know, it's okay. It's probably not my preference, right? I think I'm digging this better, especially this up and down the screw together instead of like doing a span of 3 there. I think you got her locked down though, boys. I think you got her locked down. And you got a lanyard hole, and nothing wrong with that. That's good. Got enough of a lanyard hole on this one? Oh yeah, absolutely. So micarta, or they call it flax. So we got flax handles. And then we've got liners. And on both of them, they're out here. They're not nested liners. So, and they're a bit more robust, and so gives it good, structural feel and everything. And then you've got back spacers on both of them, right? So there's that. Now, with this one, you have not only the flipper tab, but you've got the disc. So you can, there's multiple approaches to this one. This one, no. I mean, you got the flipper tab, that's what you got, okay? Interesting there. So, and also, as far as contact patch, I mean, you got the tab sticking there. On this one, is it as big a problem? No, it's not. So this might be better for, even if you wanted to use it for a little bit for some out on the camping or for food prep or light use that way, this might be a little bit more desirable in that regard. And God only knows, as far as, most knives, as far as thickness, are usually around, 46 to 50? And see, this is closer to 60, okay, at 14.8 millimeters. And what is this? Yeah, this is going to be probably around there too. Yeah, 14.3 at 0.56. So a little bit thinner on this one than that one, but still a pretty chunky handful. And let's look at blade stock. Probably really close to 3, I imagine. 0.12. This is 3.3. Kind of surprised it's that thick. And let's try this one. And let's get right behind that. And that's more like 3.4. And that's 3.3, same thickness. Okay, point with that. Okay. So, yeah, same thickness of blade stock, which is, it seems like most of the knives are running around 2.8 to 3.0. So these are a little beefier blade stock than a lot that's been kind of rolling through around here lately. So you have that, but I mean, they are sharp out of the box. Also, let's talk about weight, because that's, these are not gent carry. These are not super lightweight gent carry, okay? They're that beefy kind of, stubby worker. And yeah, 4.61 ounces. Let's do this, and then we'll go to grams later, but here. Yeah, 4.2. So actually the 04 is a little lighter than the 03. And So right at 120 grams, where this one is 130. Okay, so yeah, this is it's beefier, thicker, that kind of thing. Now, interesting knives, and they come in these boxes. Let me fold this up before I stab myself or something. But they come in these boxes, and it's, they come in a little plastic sleeve here that goes into this drawstring pouch. And you're thinking, for $26, it's maybe unnecessary that they do this, but they do this, right? And then they do this little thing, which I don't know. I mean, there's a punch through here, but it's not like it's an air freshener. I don't know what you're supposed to do with that, but there it is, Nightwolf. It'd be nice if they had a PVC patch. I'd stick it on my patch wall. That would be kind of cool, but no. And then, of course, there's your desiccant, stuff like that. But whoosh, all here with a microfiber cloth. And, of course, this goes inside that drawstring, pouch eventually when you put the knife away, etc. So there's where it is, but there's nothing, no labeling on the outside telling you what model this is. So, I mean, I guess these could be mix and match right here because they're both identical as far as that goes, okay? They're comfortable as a 3-finger knife because here I am, right? Boom, boom, boom. I got nothing back here. Okay, that's 3-finger. Now, if I move up, okay, and this is comfortable. This is comfortable. And, a lot of times I'm doing other things in other ways with the knife. So, okay. But no, when it's 6.5 inches, when they're under 7, I don't get 4 fingers on the blade. Okay, I mean on the handle, right? Well, let's try this one out because this is 7. Okay, so my 4th is doing backup duty, but it's kind of in the mix. Okay, and then of course you got this little cutaway area that I guess you could step up in there, but I don't know. It just depends. That's the problem. I'm kind of all over a knife, so I don't know if I can really tell you what my main holding position is. It just depends on what I'm doing with it. But there's your lockup. And this is done. They're buffed. I mean, it's not ragged. It's not edgy. And knives like 5-6 years ago that were in this price range were just rugged, right? I mean, just kind of sawed out and thrown together, but not no more. They're putting a lot more refinement in them, actually. So that's not a bad little lockup on that. And, it's not that difficult to disengage this either because you do have some height differential. Boom, there she goes. And it's quick over the detamp ball like that, okay? It'd probably be more droppy once we get done putting it back together. They tend to sometimes jack these things down, get the pivot a little tight, but now this one drops a little bit more freely, and it's way over the detamp ball, like right there. It's already over, okay? So, and that flipper tab is so big, you don't have to worry about this thing swinging around and cutting you when you drop it, okay? So there's that. And what is the lockup on it? That's what it is. Now, that's not a whole lot to brag about. That's at 20% maybe right there, right? Yeah, but it's holding. It's okay. And it will migrate over time, right? So it'll get stronger with time. But there she be, right? Like that. But yeah, you can jump up. Now I can get, the ergos are good in this case, right? And they're okay for a 3-finger, and they're okay here for a 4-finger. This is not complicated and nothing weird and ridgy that's making it uncomfortable. This is not the way I'd prefer. Okay, let me see what they did with this. And both of these are kind of sitting up, but this one more so than this, right? This is a lot more subtle and not so problematic. Let me see if I get to see a knife around here that's going to treat me right. Damn it. No. I was going to try and give an example of something that would be, okay, never mind. But yeah, if it comes up this way, I'd like it to kind of straighten out a little bit so it's not as likely to kind of jump in there and hit you right in the middle of a zone here. So I think if I hold it like this, actually it goes right in that little crevice between both my fingers. So no, it's not really in a very serious area that's going to be that irritating, but it just depends on your hands. Okay, so that's why I don't like that. I like it, and it's kind of starting to turn a little bit. So, oh well, it is what it is, right? So, $27 bangers, under 30 bucks. Micarta. Let's see if we got ceramic bearings or what we got inside, and maybe give us a little bit more information. But so far, so good on the ones that I've reviewed before. Okay, so we got the logo on the front, so we ain't going nowhere there. And we're not going to go anywhere with a number 6 on the pivot. We need number 8. And can we kick it? Yeah, and it was going to start turning, but it didn't. So I think we got a captured pivot in here, which, that's pretty good for a little budget banger. And what do we got? Okay, so we do have number 6s on the body. But none of these are just jammed in and miserable to undo, I say so far. And okay, that's working too. Okay, there's that screw. There's that one, if that'll come out. It will eventually, I imagine. And if I don't take the pocket clip screws out, then I'll be taking the scale with the liner. So let's drop them and do that just like this. Okay, so we got these two and the pocket clip, and those look the same to me, yeah. And so here we got this screw, the body screw that didn't want to cooperate, but it will now. And we got micarta, okay? So then, here we go with this. And here's this. And here's this. Okay, so these are shiny. They're nice and polished, and they're skeletonized. And obviously, there's your flat spot there, so you got a captured pivot. So they did that, but they did not do ceramic bearings. Okay, but it's not huge anyhow. So where are we with, oh, there's the little flat spot on there for captured, and that pops it right out. And so yeah, okay, so we're okay. It's just that this is going to get aimed the right way when it comes to the far side to go through that flat spot in the far side liner, so we're good there. Okay, let's make sure that my stop, it's just hit me in the leg, and thank God didn't bounce on the floor. Okay, so we're good. Looks like a micarta backspacer as well, etc., etc. So there you go. There's your disassembly. Okay, N04 back. N03 N04 Nightwolf. Interesting brand of knives. God, you got Sativian, you got Remet, and you got Nightwolf, you got X-Tau, whatever. I mean, you got all kinds of different brands out there now that are fascinating, right? I mean, this is where petrified fish knives were back, 4 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever. So, I mean, you never know who's going to break out and do what, however, but I don't know what to tell you other than they're very inexpensive, but they got decent micarta, they got bearings, they're easy to take apart and put back together, they got sharp blades, and the other knives of the other ilk, like the X-Tau, the Remet, and Sativian, have all tested true on the steel as far as XRF. So we're gonna say, I mean, you get you get the stuff with it, the little zip or drawstring pouch and stuff like that, and microfiber cloth, all for well under $30. So okay, just like to bring it to your attention. Who knows? You say yes, say no. It doesn't matter to me. I just think it's interesting to explore. Explore. That's what we do. Take care. We do love them knives. You guys, stay sharp.